That's my wife.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready. Do it. Alright, welcome everyone, Alpha One fans and wrestlers that want to know if we are talking shit about you on this DVD. We're all Alpha One, I don't know,
Faithful.
Friends, wrestlers. We all pretty much hang out together. That's how I convinced them to come here and film this so I can make money. So today we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff, but I'll start with everyone introducing themselves, starting to my left.
I'm Psycho Mike.
I'm Scotty O'Shea.
Joey Kings.
I'm Ethan Page.
Ronan Josh Alexander.
And Alessandro Del Bruno.
And I'm Jake.
So, this is, I guess, well, will you shut the hell up?
I knew it.
He's fucking Psycho Mike.
Oh, we are gonna, I know,
Am I
anyways.
supposed to look at the camera when I...
No, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine.
Everyone else.
So, the whole point of this is to give you guys an inside look, the scoop, so that everyone knows what's going on, how things happen, why things happen, and again, so I can make money. Alright, so the first thing we're going to talk about is how Alpha One started, why it started, who started it, and just get right into that. So, what was your first memories, or even hearing about Alpha One, if you weren't behind the scenes? Who's going to start? You want to start on this side? Yeah? Go ahead.
I personally remember it because I'm pretty sure it was me, you, and Alu, and we were big PWG marks, and we were talking about how like Excalibur, Super Dragon, Talwar, Disco Machine, all just started it because they were friends and they wanted to book each other and stuff.
Yeah.
That's my first memory. I
You're
could be wrong.
actually incorrect, because
Yeah,
Alex and I were going to run a show and kayfabe everybody because we didn't want anyone else to make money, we just wanted to make money ourselves.
being the good friends
Well,
we have. Yes.
so you aren't incorrect, but that's how it is.
So that's how it started, because no one would have run a show
I remember
on
that.
their own.
Yeah, and then we just stopped talking about it, and then he ran his own show.
Yeah, so
Underhanded
that was
I would say, because of the lack of good promotions in Ontario, that we had to step up as the smaller guys
Yeah, we're starting-
underneath.
Starting with the
We're gonna
shirts.
think I was early.
Oh, hey, they're on the poster, I might as well, right? I don't. That's what I think. I mean, there's some promotions that we never got a shot to shine, and A1 was our place, and that's what we did.
I can give an outside perspective. I remember it popped up on Ontario Indie Wrestling. There was like this first show starting up. I honestly thought it was like another Stinky Vito promotion starting up in downtown Hamilton. I had no idea who was running it or what, because I wasn't talking to anyone at the time, other than like Mike and Seb. So
Yeah, I heard you were running a show, and my first thought was, this is gonna be shit.
well, I didn't even know, like,
Cupcake on a pole match.
what a dick.
You were into gimmicks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't even, well, when we were talking about doing the show, it was, we were just going to do a one-off, see what happened, invite our family and friends,
That's right.
just so we had somewhere good to work, because it was like us working for PWA,
Yeah.
and it was the shits, and we were getting paid like $20 to job to like ice. Like, yeah, we weren't working like anyone, we were just there to put everybody over, so
Yeah.
it was just a waste of time in front of people that a bar I worked at.
Yeah. And I remember the first ever venue that me and you went to look at was the Knights of Columbus, where we first started.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about going down to that place. I think GWM ran in it, and now we're actually
The
wrestling.
Germania Club. That was, I remember Kurt said, or O'Shea, sorry, the perfect place to run a wrestling show in Hamilton is the Germania Club, and there was like the shittiest fed ever running
Ever.
shows.
But I saw the best indie show of my life. GWF, if you can, miss it.
That was a great show.
Yeah.
Nelson? Anything?
no, not really. No.
You're
Pretty much covered all bases.
Yeah, basically.
JBS shit. All the shit, yeah.
This is the PWA. Alright, so Alpha One started.
Because you hated Steve Brown and wanted to run a Fed. And didn't want to be a failure like him.
Wow.
Ran a show.
So I guess we covered that.
Yeah.
How it started, why it started.
Yeah.
How did you get booked? Or why?
Yeah, why?
The same way he always gets booked.
Yeah.
I get booked, and then I put him over, he gets booked, and he gets more over than me.
The rumor that I heard was that you didn't want me in the Alpha Male tournament because I was too big.
So you
That's a lie.
That's what I heard.
You were too
That is a lie.
alpha. You were too alpha to be
I was
alpha.
too alpha for the alpha tournament.
I just didn't like you. I didn't like Josh either. I hated Josh.
Yeah, you were too busy kissing cat at this time anyways.
This is so going in the trailer. Yeah, so, and then eventually, what happened when he was in the worst six-way of all time with like Chet Rockwell and Rip Impact?
Yeah.
We're-
They were awesome.
Where Cody Shore breaks his knee for the second time, jumping off the second rope, doing a taunt in his entrance.
And then him and Rip Impact did us running.
Yeah, but he still does a toe, amazing.
Rip continues to run spots with him.
Oh yeah, that's.
But then Monkey stayed because he did that promo with Logan Savage.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's
what got you booked again. That's after the show.
when you said you were gonna kill him.
I'm gonna finish. You're gonna finish later. I'm gonna punch him in the face, kick him in the back of the head, step on some toes, because nobody is as anabolic as Psycho Mike Rollins. Yes! Here you go, Jerry Curls.
That's all for now. Logan, did you have anything else, or?
He dishonored me, Psycho Mike. And tonight, I will kill you. Kill you first.
And you made fun of Jeff Goodrich and made us all laugh.
That was it.
Yeah, pretty much. And since then, Magic Kumite match.
Moral of the story: it doesn't take much to get booked for Alpha 1 hour.
Kurt, you were around when we were putting things together for the first show, and most guys know that I have like a whole year planned out, so like we know where we're going in the end, and it's not just like throwing things out there.
Yeah.
What were the first couple horrible ideas that we had?
Well, I remember one of the worst ideas, and we'll actually learn I'm to blame for most of our horrible ideas. But for the Alpha Male tournament, we wanted Ash to go over. But we wanted him to be full out masked, like you couldn't tell who he was, like a.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah, we're all
and then he finally reveals himself at the end. This was without us realizing he had a neck tattoo. like there's so many like little things. Yeah, he moves very like noticeably. You can tell it's him. And he was supposed to win the title and unmask himself, and it was supposed to be huge because BSE did something like that with the Adrenaline Cup like the 2 years prior or something, so it was supposed to be like Ash had taken his tricky moves from other places and brought, I don't know.
Yeah, he was like the tournament guy.
Yeah, that was it.
And he was supposed to feud with Josh Abercrombie.
Yeah.
Was the original
Yeah, that's
plan.
true.
Who was supposed to? Yeah.
He was supposed to show up.
Yeah.
No, he was supposed to win.
My favorite bad booking idea I ever heard, I only heard about this, wasn't Jake O'Reilly supposed to win the tournament? Too?
No, Jake O'Reilly was
Hornet.
supposed to be in Alpha 1.
Yes.
Because I remember when I was designing all the advertisements for the fighters, the way we wanted to do it was like some like jungle, Amazonic, tribal.
We were like the Survivor.
Yeah, a wrestling company is what we wanted to do originally, and it was gonna be in PWA's venue.
You've never heard it? We were gonna start with a necklace instead of a belt.
Yeah.
Then O'Shea.
No.
Yeah.
O'Shea But no, that was a stupid idea. So O'Shea said, let's get a shield and a sword.
No, I just said sword. The shield came later on.
Now it's Ocarina of Time.
And every time you win the title, you have to hold Simba up on a big rock and just be like, yeah.
That was gonna happen.
When you think back to it, like, do you think, like, I wasn't booked on the first show
Well, we
until,
hated
like, last second? Yeah, you hated
We
me. but, like,
were not impressed.
Jake
at all.
O'Reilly was the last person I think you'd want in Alpha 1, starting it as you guys not getting put over in shows.
It's very true,
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was
this guy's on
also
every show. He's
I
the
was,
best guy.
I was also thinking, who could I book that would get us that like you're okay in Ontario instead of being like an outcast, like the whole PWA thing. Nobody gives a shit about their shows. Like it's all just fat jabronis running shows at fairs. So we. I'm just saying, like you put one of their legit wrestlers on the show.
Yes.
Now we're
Credibility.
and he's cheaper than most guys.
Yeah.
So
Also, we kind of skipped over the fact with the Alpha Male tournament, all the 4-ways. I can't remember if it was our idea or an idea I pitched and we thought about it, but we originally wanted, I remember we wanted to do like with every four-way, there'd be like a brawler, a high flyer. We tried to get someone from like every different style, mesh them into a four-way. So in the end, when the tournament was actually crowned a winner, it was who is the ultimate fighter type.
Best
deal.
of all, yeah.
We wanted like say Bill Scullion versus Extremo versus Tyson Dukes versus I don't know someone else.
You get the high five.
Yeah, someone who fits a different style of wrestling in a four-way each time, so we can eventually crown like the ultimate wrestler.
And like loincloths.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I was on eBay. I was gonna order a necklace and get it engraved. It was this big wooden necklace with a big
I
wooden.
remember you sending me the link.
Yeah, I sent you the link.
It was actually called the Immunity Necklace, I believe. But
Yeah.
If you had it, you couldn't get voted off that week, I believe. Was the whole idea.
And then we ended up with this
We did, yeah.
hunk of junk.
Who Chet Rockwell painted.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks, Chet.
Well, the story for that will be later on.
Yeah, there's a better story for that.
Is that in there?
Yeah, I think so.
It is?
I think so.
All right. If not, we'll bring it back.
Yeah.
So I guess now what?
What's that?
Are we gonna flip the cards?
I think we should talk about these.
Oh yeah. How did you? Well, he was part of the whole thing. Same with you.
Yeah, we were all kind of, the four of us
Well,
were kind of in it from the beginning.
Yeah.
Mine's talk about how Josh got booked.
Mine's a card, I think.
Yeah, Josh has actually got a funny story.
Are you on there?
I think.
Why don't we just do the cards and
The
see
name
what
is the
happens?
card.
Well, we might as well throw out Josh now since we're on the topic.
All right. How did you get booked?
I got booked like 2 weeks before the show, I think. I got an email asking me if I want to work Scotty O'Shea. And I said, sure.
Well, there's kind of like a funny story behind
Yeah, I
that.
was gonna say.
Oh yeah, it was supposed to be Scotty Turner and because he's a Dynamite Kid mark, you know, Scotty O'Shea loves Dynamite Kid marks, all of them.
And you just wanted to do a Suicide
And it
Suplex.
reminds
That was basically the reason
And then Scotty Turner couldn't do it, so I was the plan B.
But we were,
It wasn't my plan B.
No,
I had
nobody
to-
was happy about it at the time.
I had to convince Paige to book Josh because when I originally heard Turner couldn't make it, I said I think the only guy that would also fit in the mold of what I was thinking about doing for a feud was Josh Alexander, and you didn't want it at all.
No, I remember I was in Royal Bank in my car, taking the money out to pay for the venue, and I had the money in my hand, and I was like, I am not booking this fucking venue and putting Josh Alexander on the show.
Yeah.
That was literally what was going through my head.
It's just funny because we make it seem like we hated Josh, but we didn't. We went years where we liked Josh, and then he learned to love it and learned to live with it. And got trained by Johnny Devine and just started hating on us for no reason. So we started hating on him. And then, there was like a year where we were totally against Josh, and then
It was like 2 years.
it was 2 years. It was a long ass 2 years.
Pretty long.
So what did I do?
You were just associated.
Yeah. You were guilty by association.
The click factor.
They wanted Mike Epitaph back, and he was just doing something else.
Never.
Big deal.
All right, so we got that out of the way. Let's just do these cards now. So we wrote down a bunch of topics. Well, I wrote them down, and we're just gonna each. Where's the dealer chip? Do we have that?
Right
Let's
here.
have the dealer.
All right. We'll start with Mike. You're the dealer.
Let's start with this dude.
Thanks, bro.
Okay. All right.
Let's start with
Let's start with this.
Lock my name like Michael Alligator.
main event.
You picked up a card.
Alessio Del Gino.
Read it out loud.
Me?
Then
Okay.
we'll all go. Next person, and that's how we'll go till we're out.
Right there. O'Shea versus Josh.
Wow. Because we weren't on the subject.
Yeah, right there. Oh.
Start us off.
Which one?
Yeah.
The whole
I
feud.
don't remember other
The whole
than.
thing collectively.
I know,
probably.
well, funny story, the whole feud happened,
Yeah.
and it got better because Kurt broke the ring.
Accidentally.
Well, that kind of goes back to like me and Josh, we were only ever supposed to be just a little mid-card feud, just so there's something there. We wanted the whole focus on the alpha male title. And I think that's where we were going, and then the cannonball broke the ring, and people really bought into it, and that's kind of when it got bigger than we realized it was going to be.
Then when you broke the ring again.
Yeah, I consistently kept breaking rings with that move, so the whole feud got put around this move that if you get hit by, you're done.
We were getting the most reaction, I think. Like the first show, Justin worked MVP. So Justin, it didn't go as well as I think you thought it was going to go. So Justin didn't get over as much.
But I didn't even know Justin was going to win the tournament until like the day before the final act.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like the guys who were trying to push to the alpha male title,
Exactly.
it was being
Right.
overshadowed because by the second show we broke the ring, and that was like the biggest reaction to the show, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best part about breaking the ring too is you look back, like it couldn't have broken a better time because it was like we were going into our finishing stretch and we didn't need the ropes anymore, so we could still work the same match we had scheduled out. And I guess a lot of people think as soon as a ring breaks, oh, you start calling it and stuff. But we still had this match where it was flawless because we knew what was coming and stuff, and it was just it worked out perfectly.
It could have been a disaster, but it was good.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember putting the trailer together after and ending it with that clip of you hitting the ring and then it breaking and seeing people like jump out of their seats, grab their hats, like their mind was blown, and it was just like, this is gonna be like special, you know what I mean? Like, we didn't really plan.
We're just lucky Terry had a shitty ring.
Yeah, exactly.
And but also that goes back to one of Josh's favorite stories when as soon as I hit the cannonball or whatever, move out of the way, Terry Mathis, who owns the ring, jumps up and tries to fix it, and me and Josh still gotta get our shit in, so Josh goes over him and pushes him off the apron. He's like, get out of the camera. Yeah. And to this day, I'm pretty sure Terry hates your
guts. Oh, he's so pissed about it. Oh, yeah.
Who's this guy?
Terry.
You never worked in one of the shows.
Yeah. Who is? No,
The ring announcer.
The guy with the
Goodrich?
No, that's a commentator.
Yeah.
The guy that wears the suit with the broken back.
He helps.
With the 6-sided ring that we
He's a nice guy who sells wine.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy with glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking.
Goodrich has glasses.
But I think.
Yeah, but you already said it wasn't him.
I think when we because we just started our second show in, so we were looking for that. What's gonna take off? Type thing.
Yeah, we didn't
Everyone had short matches, and I think that you and Kurt went a little longer than everyone else, and everything was just right on.
It was okay because Algan wasn't on that.
The first show it went to Brody and Stu for sure.
Yeah,
that was just sick.
And that was another perfect instance of getting off topic here, but Alpha One's curse with guys no showing or getting hurt or something. But that, we'll save that for a little later. We'll get back to that.
Yeah, so
It just became what it was, and
it just
snowballed.
I think the turning point was the brawl in the tsunami when they were in the
we totally missed all that.
Sorry, the rainstorm.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
I kind of blanked out all the outdoor shows.
Now we choose to.
That whole bar thing was just like really kind of surreal looking back on it.
Yeah.
No, it was.
And I think it was just supposed to be you two running in and doing stuff, and then for some reason everyone else just started hitting each other.
It was some sweet footage though.
And I remember there's a point where I have player Uno in a choke, and I'm just going crazy, but I must have done bicep curls that day. Of course, swollen. And it was going right in his Adam's apple, and on camera he's tapping. And then camera pans and Dose gives a super kick to Ricky Malik. It takes us a bump on the back of his head. And then that's right when because we were fighting in the bar and we had to end it because it was kind of getting stale. So Josh goes, picks me up and goes, take a J driller on the floor, and I go, well, we're on a dance floor in a Hell's Angels bar. And he just scoops me up and I take the pile driver. I'm fine, but I'm like, okay, I just took a dump under pile driver on the dance floor, that's it. And then Josh walks away, and I remember Paige walking up to me. He slides under, he goes, hey, it's not raining anymore. Do your match outside now. And I'm like, are you serious? Didn't you take the pin from that? Yeah. Because it stopped raining, and I was just like, 2 out of 3 falls.
And when I put the DVD together, I put 2 out of 3 falls because there was literally 2 pinfalls right in a row.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, next card, Josh.
Go
ahead. Dealer now.
I didn't know we were talking about the whole feud if it went on for
Whatever.
We didn't even talk about the equipment.
This would be the Jesse Jones card.
Ooh, we just watched him actually.
Heroes of Burke County.
so I should do the background.
Oh, okay, background. A lot of guys contact Alpha One to be a part of the events. A lot of people, ironically, contact Joey Kings, but magically, one time, Jesse Jones contacted me to be part of Alpha One, and it turned into this whole ordeal of how it was my fault that he wasn't on the events because I was passing up on a fantastic talent, and that I was an idiot for not putting Jesse Jones on a show in Hamilton because he could apparently skyrocket the promotion like he did in Boomers for PWA. Are we gonna laugh at that?
Wasn't that funny? Like you were just like telling very dry.
Yeah.
It was like first Jesse Jones is telling you
Yeah, you gotta
how to get booked. Like he contacts like, hey, I got these ideas for me to do in your company.
Yeah.
It's like, I do this, I do this, I do this. And everyone knows on his page, first thing he says is, fuck you.
No.
I do what I want.
I start very polite, but as soon as you start telling me what to do and that I'm stupid for not doing it, then go fuck yourself, because I have what I want planned out, and if you're gonna tell me what I'm doing is wrong, then just look at the numbers and tell me that I'm unsuccessful, and then I'll just realize that you're stupid, because what we're doing is different. What we're doing is, I think, special in Hamilton and successful just in Ontario alone. So don't tell me I'm doing something wrong because I'm not putting you on the show. I think if I wanted you, I would contact you.
Yeah,
That's usually the first thing I say.
Yeah, I was only saying that for the first show. After that, I have a problem.
Well, plus you have a lot of people who contact you.
Yeah,
Like, given that
So
line.
you went from saying you should use him because of this,
Yeah.
and then you're doing this wrong because of this.
Yeah, and it was just
And
like,
then
you
you turned
doing this.
into, yeah.
You could do this, but you should be doing this, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, just look at the, did you shit your pants or something? Alright, hold on, let's end the Jesse Jones thing, move on to something else.
Just say how.
Well, it's nothing.
Dealer. Alright, I guess I'm the dealer. Card. Hornet!
Fuck that man's mom in the
Best-
houses.
Best booking decision ever.
Okay, so I guess I'll start with this.
Joey King's not.
Hornet was originally supposed to feud with Joey Kings, and there was a show that actually got canceled, Chapter 3, where me and Kings were supposed to take on Delaney and Hornet in a tag match, and then that all went to shit.
Yeah.
But I remember the one thing I hated about Hornet was the spot in the four-way where he pinned you and then you elbowed him in the face, and the whole push for Joey Kings was that he was like one strike wonder. If he hits you in the head once with his elbow, that's it, you're done. So he hit Hornet, and then Hornet got up and started doing chain wrestling with Cheech for 5 minutes, and I had to edit it out of the DVD because it just made absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Funny story about that whole match is when I hit him with a lariat, he was knocked out cold. And then we hit the ground and woke up. And he came to the back and told me, I had deja vu about this 5 years ago where a guy hit me so hard, and it was you. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Then he was never booked again.
I heard you stopped using because he looked too much like Justin.
That's incorrect.
No.
It was he didn't listen. He did whatever he wanted, and it just
He didn't seem like he wanted to be there.
yeah. And a lot of guys wanted to, like they were there because like they wanted to be a part of Alpha One, and they were gonna work extra hard, and I don't know. We have like a family type atmosphere.
Very much so.
Like
Yeah.
like you've seen guys come and
Like-
go.
Like there's people like me and Kurt and I don't even know how many other people, but like there's a certain few that go to any show and they're idiots. And they try to do it. And then there's people like I find Hornet, he goes to shows and he just tries to get by sometimes. Like there's not every show he's gonna go all out for, and he kind of just showed up and like I don't know him personally, but like he showed up to that show and he just didn't seem like he was there to wrestle. That's kind of the vibe he got.
That's true. And I think now he went and bought that necklace on eBay and he's that's his gimmick, right?
Easy off the mail.
He'd be the face of the jungle promotion. Swinging on a vine like Shawn Michaels at
Tarzan
Indy
Dan, bro.
Lieutenant Dan.
The click clack wacka belt.
Turner. Scotty Turner.
Well, we already went over that.
He's got a beard.
He decided to go to a WWE camp instead of wrestle, so he's never been booked again. There you go.
Yeah. Fuck that guy for trying to make a living.
He's just like a Dynamite Kid too.
Yeah.
He's just like a Dynamite Kid. Scotty O'Shea said so.
I love Scotty Turner.
The bearded lizard.
Venus!
I thought that said.
Me and Rollins looked at this and said Venus, but it's actually
Shaving your legs.
it says venues. Venues.
Oh,
Venues.
So it's up?
well,
I guess you guys should start.
Well, we
Because
wrestle.
you guys went to the Knights of Columbus.
like I said,
Venues are buildings, and you rent them out.
Or backyards.
we
Like
went
how?
everywhere. We even went to the where did we go? The Hershey place in Millville.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mississauga.
Yeah, we went to there. We were looking at venues everywhere, but then we found the Knights of Columbus,
We're
which
trying
we
Cops Coliseum.
No, that was Greg G's hack. And then, and then we went to your bar, right?
Yeah. That was.
Well, let's start from the
First venue.
We'll do.
Why we stopped using
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
cool
It was a good venue.
Yeah, well, for its time, it
They
was
had a
fine.
giant chandelier in the way,
Yes.
but other than that.
it was.
chairs in it.
We placed the ring nice.
The chandelier was weird. The six-sided ring fit magically for some reason.
It just looked proper with how the walls were, and
Yeah.
the walls were kind of like it was almost a six-sided building.
Yeah.
And then those rings sat in it almost centered.
It was just too much money for what we were getting, which was literally like we couldn't. The crowd we have now, we wouldn't fit in there.
No.
And the lighting was horrible because we had no lights at the time, and it was just like the guys that I was dealing with because I'm so young. That's why the Chapter 3 show got canceled, just because they double booked that date. And I remember Justin Sane calling me the day of, and he's like, "Yo, man, I'm here. Why is there a wedding here?" I was just like, "Yep, we got screwed over." And then after that, we were pretty much SOL. But I remember Kings was like, "Oh, great! Now you're just like Steve Brown, PWR, NSW. You just
It wasn't just him. A lot of people.
Yeah.
thought
It was
that it.
general
Yeah.
consensus.
A lot of people thought that was it.
After the first canceled show, and then I was like, I don't even know what to do. There was like no venues that I could think of and I was looking around. A lot of places were like low ceilings, couldn't fit a ring in it, and then I was gonna build a ring, buy a ring. I was trying to do everything, and then I was like, screw it.
To not be like Steve Brown.
Yeah, let's do shows.
As much as we're possibly ripping on Steve Brown right here, we all love the guy. I'm sure that's your consensus, but he actually gave us the motivation a lot just to keep going.
Succeed. It's true because we wanted him to succeed when we were all working for NSW.
Yes.
Is he not a card? Because I would love to talk about it.
Steve.
I don't think he
I'll
is.
pretend he is.
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
pretend he
pretend
is.
We'll get up to that. Yeah.
Let's just talk about it now. That he's
No, this is the Steve Brown card.
Okay.
You might need two cards.
the one with bacon on it.
It's actually a picture of a buffet.
Yeah. So anyways, so then we ended up going outside the outdoor shows, which we'll talk about later. And then after that, I found the fire hall on the mountain, which was, I think, our gold mine.
This is probably the best venue.
That's probably my favorite.
No.
Well,
It's hard to say.
100%.
It's hard to say.
Okay, business-wise, I'm going fire hall. We had families. We had our biggest draws.
Yeah.
We made the most money and the most successful events.
And it was also just cool. The fire hall is like literally 5 minutes away from where me,
Yeah.
Alex, and Julian live. So that was cool in itself, and it was really easy to promote because everybody knew where it was and how close it was. I think the only downfall was a bus stop was like a kilometer away or something.
Yeah, but people did. They trekked up. That's the show we had Rhino, and the show before that we had like Colt Cabana, M-Dog 20. That was like our two
The first
big
final
events. Yeah, the first final act,
And
which
if that
is
show wasn't as successful and as good as it was, I think like it would have.
yeah.
It was
I
because everything was going down.
I remember saying, I forgot to who it was, but I said if the final act doesn't turn a profit or do well, this is the last show.
Yeah, because I remember you were even getting burnt out by the time the final act came, and you were thinking of just doing a one-off season. It was a fairly successful season, and it was just, you would have been happy just to say you've done it, and just,
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
it.
I was like, let's
Well-
go one season, see what happens, and then once it came to final act, I was like, I'm done. I'm done.
I spent 7 days in Cuba with you though, like wearing you down, make sure you ran more shows. Though I'm pretty sure.
What a dick.
Yeah. Just so you know.
And then-
in front of people.
They screwed you over.
And then they screwed me over again, the same thing, they felt like they were dealing with a child apparently, like I had no idea what was going on. And the problem with them is that they wanted to make money off the bar, which was fine, but they wanted to charge me $100 to have a bartender there. And then I thought,
Yeah.
that's fucking ridiculous. does.
Yeah.
They want to make money off the bar.
And money off
We
me.
have to pay
I have
for
to
the
pay.
overhead.
Yeah.
I remember when you came to, like,
Interesting.
we went to the mall or something, and you were like, yo, I walked in there and I told these old men off. I'm like, so everyone's done? I'm just like, no, don't do this. And then all of a sudden we found,
Germania Club.
Yeah, but to find a bartender is not hard. You find anyone with a smart server, you can be a bartender for
You just
you.
got Ash to do it.
Yeah. And then you
So
got
yeah,
Germania.
and then Germania, that's where we are, and I couldn't be happier.
GWM doesn't have a place to run anymore.
Yeah, they do.
Where?
I don't know, somewhere else.
Who cares?
Burke County?
I got a big
Yard,
backyard.
Paul.
I love the balcony in Germania, that's my favorite part of the whole venue.
I hate it.
You hate the
I
balcony?
hate it.
Oh, shut up.
That's all people remember now.
Hey.
My mom hates it even more.
Well, I love it. I think it's perfect. The lighting,
It fits.
Yeah,
Right.
And a lot of people don't know this. There's tons of wrestling history in that building.
Yeah.
Roddy Piper and stuff, like a lot of legends of wrestling. That I'm sure you don't even know this, do you? That blank stare on your face
Not
makes me believe you have no idea what
I
I'm
just don't
talking
know
about.
who
I
Roddy
really don't
Piper
give
is.
a shit.
Sacred Matrix wrestled there too.
Me and Julian watched Manny the Piranha Pereira gig himself and then drop it in his pants. And then start freaking out.
and then do
from
a
the butt
splash, a splash off the top of the cage with the blade in his dick.
Why you remember his name?
I was gonna say, it was Manny the Piranha, and then you had to tell the story. I was like, oh, it's that good.
You guys were talking about like history there. I thought you were gonna go like Joey Allen.
No, actually it's good.
Roddy Piper.
Okay, big fire.
You drop Roddy Piper. Okay.
Go the one beneath it.
Huh?
Go to the one.
I'm an adult.
Being vascular.
This is actually 6.
Oh! Well, you have to start.
Yeah.
He's a good man, good dude, loves his family.
Signed Stefano, by the way.
Hashtags.
I've actually had one of my favorite matches with him at
Stage 2.
Stage 2.
We're just gonna be on the second episode of A1 TV.
So you better tune in.
K14, Channel 14, Hamilton, Burlington, and Ancaster area.
Wow.
Anyways, so that's Ashley 6 for you.
Well, I don't know. I want to see what you guys have.
Well, the whole Ash thing, I
Because
guess.
you guys start saying like mean things, and I know I just.
No, the whole Ash thing for me that I put on the card was the whole tournament thing. How
Yeah.
he was supposed to be the one that was gonna. Well, you can't really say carry the company because the people in the area are the ones that draw the crowds, like the Hamilton guys or the bring-ins. But he was gonna be like the first champ.
The figurehead of the company.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why I put it. But if anyone else has other stuff to say,
Well, I know his name was supposed to be Sal Sneaky or some crap.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we should, yeah, that's right.
All sneaky.
His mask gimmick, we wanted to find like some kind of like,
Curse, yeah.
I can't remember, we wanted some kind of like
Maybe-
Spanish name or something that goes for like sneaky or something that you know-
Liar.
yeah, something, so by the time he finally wins the title, takes off his mask,
But then
he's been lying about it.
We went to Not the Big Nasties and sat there for 3 hours just to find out a name.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
best you thought it was all sneaky.
I don't think shit.
I still think it's got money for
You
it.
could have made him like Chuck McTuff or something. You might have got signed with that name.
size 5.
I know it was supposed to work.
And then how many days before did he cancel on the tournament?
Oh yeah, that's right. He was originally on the first event,
Same thing with Michael Elgin.
and him and Elgin both canceled on the first show, which they were supposed to be my friends.
Fuki.
Whoa, number one.
You're both number one.
Number
How
one.
was it supposed to work?
And I still couldn't get on.
There were
It was cancellations.
Yeah, it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be. I don't know who the fourth guy was.
Fiasco was there?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he was supposed to leave. He ran off right
That's
away.
a card. That's a card.
That's
That's
right.
I think it was Elgin, Ash.
Was it Turner?
Turner was with them.
No. It was the Smash Brothers too, original.
Oh yeah,
Them
the
two,
four-way.
and then the four-way. Yep. And then it got switched, and guy from House of Truth was in it with.
Yeah.
Christian Abel.
Yeah. Anyways, but
Guy from House of Truth.
He found Jesus and quit wrestling, I think.
Oh, really?
No, they're back, I think.
Oh,
I liked him.
oh yeah, but he did find Jesus and quit wrestling. I guess he's back.
Where is he? I've been looking.
You got the dealership?
Oh,
It's
we're
you?
ready?
All right, go ahead.
Done talking about Ashley already? There's so much we
He bucks me for fights, so I don't want to say anything bad about him.
What are you gonna say?
All the rambunctious stories about Ashley
He
6.
puts white out.
He once
He
broke
thought I
his
was asleep in the hotel.
Oh no, sorry. We don't need to talk about that.
No, tell us. Tell us.
Easter egg! DVD. If you go to chapter 3, you gotta press the left button twice, and then this like pops up.
Easter egg.
Or
You're
something.
telling that story.
Right now?
No, we're not telling the story.
I want to hear
It
it.
has nothing to do with A1. Pick the next
Ash,
I am.
Rollins, you, that's 3 people from A1.
What is this? Cancellations and no-shows.
This is gonna be a long talk.
Yeah, Alpha 1 would.
You should probably start with, you know, the first show, like say cancel the worker right now.
Yeah, let's go from
Chronologically?
Alphabet.
Who hasn't no show to cancel is the shorter list.
See, that's the
People at the
funniest.
table.
That's the funniest thing because as much as we like, you try to like plan out everything that we can and have everything run as planned. When people no show, it seems like you said, it's the curse. It seems like it
It's
comes
the-
off better.
It's the gift and the curse for
Yeah.
A1.
It comes off better than it could have.
And the
So-
guys who do show up, I find, are there to give her. Like, some of the matches, like, him and Petey. Petey was,
Right.
like, on. He wanted to go.
You and
Same-
Sanjay?
Same with Sanjay, yep.
That's right.
And then now Cheech and Brody are there every show, and they're always down. Like, they want to go.
Same with Smash
And
Brothers.
Delaney when he
Yeah.
was around.
And
Yeah,
Delaney
Delaney.
too, yeah.
Oh.
The 2 out of, not the 2 out of 3 falls, the
Hardcore?
hardcore match.
Yeah,
where I did
absolutely.
like the amazing commentary on it.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Watch your tapes.
I was actually like blown away because I'm like, this guy is giving her. Giving her.
Wow.
So first show, who canceled?
Josh Abercrombie.
Josh Abercrombie,
Christian
Josh
Abel.
Raymond,
Who's
and Christian
Christian
Abel. And the reason they did was they didn't get their passports in time, or their advanced driver's license in time. But they told me the day before. So that's where we had Colin come in, or was he?
Was that last year?
I think Colin was on, but wasn't it
No.
Brody?
No, but it wasn't. No, for the first show was because we
Brody
had.
it was supposed to be Brody versus Abercrombie on the first
Yeah,
show.
we had GCW NS the day before. The Smash Bros, Raheem Ali, that Bumblebee guy.
Josh Kelly,
Josh Kelly.
right?
Yeah.
The Bee's Knees or something, what's his name?
No,
He's gotta shave half his head.
that's Jeff Brooks.
Billy B's
And
Who cares?
Raheem Ali, they all came down. They replaced.
Yeah. Well, no, Smash Bros were there the whole time.
Yeah,
Bruno hurt his shoulder at
Yeah, giving
at the
me.
GCW show the night prior.
That's why he wore a t-shirt, by the way.
I made my
Because
house
he
smell
couldn't
like
take
paper.
his shirt off.
Yes.
Because he tore his pec, giving me and you a double leg whip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyways, so that was the first show. The second show, which, by the way, during these shows, we had amazing video production on the screen, and I put way too much effort in, which I don't do anymore, but anyways. So, and then the second show
Sabian, right?
was Sabian and Don Paisan.
And Worker Ant.
And yeah, we had Worker Ant and Drew Gulak.
Soldier Ant.
Soldier Ant.
Paisan was hurt though.
They had
Paisan came.
I can't remember.
It was supposed to be me versus Soldier Ant, or yeah, me versus Soldier Ant was what was planned, and yeah,
It was
you versus Gulak, and then Sabian versus you versus
Hornet versus
Hornet
Paisan.
versus Paisan.
And I was in a 6-way.
Yeah, which turned into a match where Cheech advanced to go to the finals or whatever the semifinals.
Something like that.
4-way.
Anyways, but yeah, and then the night before, Gulak's brother went to the hospital, and they were saying, "Do you want us to still come down?" And I remember the ref was asking for more money, and I would have had to pay the same for gas, and it just would have been horrible. I would have lost 2 matches.
Sabian kept canceling and saying he's good, and like it was like
Yeah.
5 in the morning.
Yeah, it was literally like, I think it was actually like 2 a.m. and I called Delaney and I said, "Hey, can you do the show tomorrow? I'll bring Cheech." And he didn't get back to me until 8 a.m. and they were like, "Yep, we're coming." And then they saved the show, and then that's when we did Extreme Rules, which wasn't planned. Like, me and Colin wasn't supposed to be a feud at all. And then yeah, that's how that happened.
You want to make up for the no-shows.
Yeah.
Cheech and Colin are really. Cheech, Colin, and Brody are 3 people that don't get enough credit in A1. They've
Yeah.
really
Totally.
helped out when we needed.
And then, what, the third show? No,
Didn't
I don't
happen.
think anyone canceled.
No, didn't happen.
Everyone technically can.
And then the outdoor shows.
Oh,
Those the third and fourth
That's
show
in
were
the-
outdoors.
Fiasco canceled.
no, that's in the
Well,
card.
that's in there too.
That's in there
We'll
too.
talk about that later.
It was really
Ooh,
cool.
And then
it's just
after the-
foreshadowing, because people might be like, you know, it's like, ooh. And then they're gonna keep watching the DVD.
Keep watching.
You're gonna buy it.
Final Act 1.
Oh my god, Final Act 1 was the worst. Well, Davey Richards was the worst.
I was at the bar with you and your dad watching UFC when you got a text from Sandy Callahan saying he broke his leg or something.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit,
He was booked.
but
Was it Grizzly that canceled?
originally it was
Yeah.
Grizzly Redwood,
So you got a good memory.
and then we replaced him with Callahan,
I was excited to work him.
who was good to go in the ROH versus Entourage 3-on-3, and then it was 12 o'clock right after the...
Oh, it's like Lesnar just got the shit kicked out of him, I think.
Yeah.
Shane Carlin?
No, King Velasquez.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways,
So you hurt his knee.
and
up.
then he called me, said he worked Jersey All-Pro, and he messed his knee up and he wasn't coming, and the first thing I thought was, shit, ooh, is Rhett coming? Like, I thought we lost everybody, and we were just fucked.
And you were losing your mind right beside me. I'm like, dude, just call Jimmy, call someone, call anyone you can.
Yeah.
Get M-Dog to work twice if you have to. Pay an
Which-
extra.
is what ended up happening. And then, yeah.
Where did Underdog's money come from?
Well, that's in here.
Oh, okay, more foreshadowing.
And then after that, season 2, more cancellations.
Yeah.
The first show was what, stage 2? No one canceled.
Steam.
No?
No,
That's
No,
later
not
on.
stage two.
Yeah, it's later on.
Stage 2.
More foreshadowing.
Stage 2 was fine. Proving Grounds
I'm like Dan Brown.
was Jimmy and
Yeah.
Sanjay. Oh, the whole suicide thing where we had suicide booked, and then the guy screwed him over, Goodwin Toys or whatever.
Suicide.
And then I had to get Sanjay, which was a surprise, but it was like literally like 2 days before. I was like,
Yeah.
Sanjay,
That's awesome.
can you please fly in?
I think Sanjay was actually a better,
Yeah,
in retrospect.
Yeah.
Everything hindsight was 2020, except for Davey.
yeah, well.
That's a cartoon.
We're getting there.
And then what came after that?
Yeah.
Deadly Encounter. Brody got hurt.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be the lumberjack match with him and Justin.
Yeah.
Then you and Petey. Then that's when you won the belt. The next show after that was
Steen and Jimmy.
RPI.
Yeah.
Steen no showed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Jimmy Jacobs made the save at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
After a night of drinking.
Yeah. And then after that, who else canceled? I guess we're just gonna get right to Davey.
Yeah.
No, that's
Steve,
no, yeah.
No, it's
Steve.
not. This is part of it.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Okay,
is
and the biggest cancellation ever was Davey Richards.
Which also, I want
Was
to
it
say,
really a cancellation?
It was not a cancellation.
No, it was
No,
an
it was
anal
not.
rape.
It was not a kid.
do you remember me telling you, we went out for dinner the night before, we all went to Kelsey's, which is basically every night we go out for dinner the night before, you'll learn this.
Why I never?
You might find us there.
Yeah, we usually run into someone. But I remember telling, because Josh was starting to like really get amped for the match and everything. We were just getting amped for the show entirely. And I remember I told Paige, I'm like, did you guys see, we're all big marks, so we have each other wrestling on Facebook, whatnot. Whatever. And Davey Richards' Facebook, that Friday was, I don't even feel like wrestling this weekend, I just want to stay home. Something along those lines. Because he had PWG the night before, then us.
And then he had Japan on Monday.
Yeah, something like that. And I remember I told Paige, and we're all just like, we'll just stay positive, thinking it was just like, everybody has those weeks when they go to work and they kind of got to drag themselves, but you still show up. Needless to say, he did not show up.
Yeah, which sucked because I split a flight with PWG. So I was working through with them, and it was $400 just to get him to fly into Toronto, and we had Josh go pick him up.
Worst idea ever.
Wow.
So he was supposed to land. I forget.
4, wasn't it?
No.
Right when the show started.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like 3 or 4. He was supposed to land, and Steen was supposed to be in the car too. And then Steen told me the night before he wasn't coming, family emergency, whatever. I don't know if that's BS or not.
Thanks.
And then, then we had Brody for Alex, which was perfect, worked out better. And then Davey no-showed and emailed me and said, oh, you didn't get my email. But he would not give me his number.
That's right.
He would not give me any contact info.
He wouldn't answer anyone else's phone calls that day that were calling him.
because he didn't want to spend too much money while he was in Canada on his phone.
We got duped.
And we
100%.
Mega duped.
It was set up bullshit from the start.
Yes.
Yeah, they took the 400 for the flight, spent it on steroids.
Didn't we get the Smash Brothers to call Steen so Steen can call Davey?
Yeah,
And
Elgin has his number.
Yeah.
Brody, like,
exactly. And Steen even said that like he thought it was BS. But
Yeah.
And like nobody realizes this, like it wasn't an angle. When Josh came out in the main event with his clothes on, he literally just got there. Like,
and that's why the show was so long.
that's why the show was so long.
The tag match was only supposed to be 10.
when I parked the car, the bell just rang from the tag match being
Yes.
over, and the music just hit.
Yeah.
For, what was it, Lionel Bishop's music, I guess? And I ran up and around through the side door and came down to the back to figure out what the fuck was going on.
I told you to keep your clothes on.
But also that was just an amazing night because I remember the show was really long. It was on Sunday. Everybody's got stuff to do on Sunday, and we announced Davey wasn't there. It was like the biggest bummer we thought we could ever hit, and just some of the reactions that match was getting. It was like nobody cared. And then by the end of it, I remember going home and reading about the show, and everyone was just like, we didn't even need Davey Richards. We had our money before the main event even came on, and it was just so much like that. And it was just like, you know what?
Positive.
Yeah, and it was what we thought could have killed us.
Yeah.
The fans just didn't even care.
Yeah.
And that's a really cool thing.
I care.
Yeah, like
Because Michael Elgin was in the main event at the biggest show of the year, which, no offense, Michael Elgin's on every main event and every show, but maybe we could touch up on how he got in that spot, Curtis.
Hold on. I want to just add something. Me and Kurt, as all of us, but me and Kurt love wrestling. We watch the shit out of every kind of wrestling.
Yeah.
And we were the biggest Davey Richards fans.
biggest.
And I'll never forget, Kurt came up to me in the back and said, I don't like Davey Richards anymore.
Yeah.
And then I'll never forget your match is going on and he's up in the balcony and I'm up in the balcony like 5 feet away. And after every loud noise the crowd made, we looked at each other and yeah, we don't need Davey. It was just something that...
Well, I think the crowd chanted, "Who needs Davey?"
Yes, and that itself is pretty cool. But yeah, I'll take blame for the whole Elgin thing. I was actually in my gear still, because we knew Davey ended up never showing up, so I made sure to stay in my
Yeah, he
gear.
didn't even get to the airport.
Yeah, so I was always in my gear just in case. And I remember right when it was crunch time, I think the tag match just ended. I mean, we were still scrambling. The
I
match was
remember
up.
saying, "Keep your gear
Well,
on."
Yeah.
like you guys couldn't get a hold of me because my phone died. I didn't
Yeah.
get a car charged.
Like everything went
It was
wrong.
like the worst possible scenario. I had to ask some Ecuadorian guy at the airport to use his phone charger for 2 minutes so I could call you for you to tell me to just fuck Davey and come back because you don't think he's showing up. So like I'm driving, I can take an hour and a half.
I said fuck Davey at like 4 o'clock.
Yeah, that's true.
Remember during the day setting up the ring, me and you,
Yeah,
you were like, this doesn't even feel right or real. And I
yeah.
was like, what do you mean? I'm telling you spots. I'm like, yeah, you gotta get that throw-in alarm clock in. and then it turns out like that. I mean,
Yeah, and
Dave's alarm clock never went off.
Yeah.
Yes, no.
Even get out of bed.
I remember pulling up to the venue, running around. I ran past you at the top of the balcony, and you're like, get downstairs, get your gear on, you're working Elgin. And I'm running down the stairs, taking my hood down, going, what the fuck am I working Elgin for? Like,
what else?
of all the people you pick, it's Elgin. And it's not because, like, I get Elgin's, like, really good, and he's an ROH guy, so it kind of makes sense for him to step in. I didn't know what the fuck's going on. But I knew
Is that why it
No,
makes sense?
when I'm running down the stairs, I knew in my head that Elgin was like, bro, put me in there, I'm good to go. I knew that's exactly what happened.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. We all know Elgin would say that.
Yeah,
but then
that's
it's the
just
guy
like-
on the shoulder. Yeah, Elgin's the guy. Put Elgin in. Oh yeah, he's your guy. He's your guy.
Okay, the reason I said it was because it was either me and Elgin. Oh no, it was either me and Brody. Or Elgin and Brody. And me and Brody have never worked, and honestly, I think me and Brody could have a fantastic match, but we had never worked, we had no time to talk about anything, and I knew Elgin and Brody had worked a few times in C4, and they only ever have great matches. So I said, put Elgin in. But, this is me being naive to the fact, I didn't even realize, and Paige will agree with this.
I will too.
We were very stressed at that time, and we weren't thinking logically. We were just trying to think what's best for the show at this exact minute. And I did not even realize that Elgin and Rollins just had this big feud. That Rollins came out as the big face. I'm so sorry. And Rollins was upstairs on the balcony, so I didn't even think of Rollins. I didn't even think that Elgin was a heel. And I just said, yeah, put Elgin in it. He could have a good match with Brody.
You were also thinking about who I could have a match with without planning anything and still pull off a main
as
event.
well. Yes.
But having said that,
You could do that.
I could do that with you or Rollins or Alex.
Okay, let's
or
admit it. We
Elgin,
hated working each other at this point.
Yeah, but like
But he could.
I'm saying,
Yes,
I could pull
yes.
off that match.
I mean, at that point, like, we haven't wrestled in what, like 6 hours against each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was so unreal. I can't even explain it because you weren't there at the time.
It was outside out of mind type deal.
I know.
What would have happened? Like, say you were there. What would have happened?
You would've said-
I
you
was
would've said
upstairs with Cheech and I think Justin watching it,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, can't wait till Dave gets here. The whole time. And then the tag match ended, and then I don't remember what happened. I just remember Elgin coming out, and then he cut a face promo,
Yeah.
and then I left.
Yeah, you were.
No, you didn't. I was in the back. I changed.
calmly
She
left.
came up to you and was just like, hey, didn't you just beat that guy tonight? And you were like this. And then all of a sudden I see like a fucking gear bag fly by and like you're freaking out. I'm like, oh, he's just kidding around. He's being monkey.
Yeah.
And like I'm getting ready to go out and you were nowhere to be found after that. Just like
And then because of Monkey, Josh's car got locked into the venue.
Yeah, well, let's not talk about that on the DVD, just in case they buy one. All right, next,
that's me.
That's him.
yeah.
Oh boy.
It's almost time for pizza break.
Oh, Paisan Brody injured.
Paisan.
Pizza or
Kind of covered it.
Paisan Brody injury.
Just how, like,
They both got hurt, and shit happened. Next card.
well, like how things change.
Don
Like,
Paisan wrecked his shoulder and he was supposed to be kind of high up in the.
yeah, he was supposed to be in the finals.
He
I can't
retired.
remember, did he
What was the
do a
original?
match? I can't remember.
I can't either.
Which one?
Like he
won the
did
match.
one before with,
He,
right?
Yeah.
well, he beat Cheech, then he got hurt and retired.
Was that, did he hurt himself in that match?
No, it was,
Okay.
wait,
No, he hurt himself and got back to an arm drag.
right, or a clothesline or something.
Who the fuck hurts their shoulder on a clothesline?
Anyway,
Stupid.
Easter egg, inside story.
What was the original, like, the first day we ever sat down, what was the original four-way? Because the original four-way final was just like stacked.
It
Wasn't
was,
like,
Dose?
yes.
No, like
No, it's
once it actually went down to it and the shows were going on,
Yeah.
or original?
Wasn't it original? It wasn't supposed to be Josh Raymond, Ashley Six,
Uno.
John Paisan, someone else?
And Uno.
Was it Uno? Yeah.
Bruno got hurt.
And then Dose, we put Dose to the finals. And then, yeah, that was we put Dose to the finals. And then I remember Paisan was in the finals, Elgin, and Justin.
Yeah.
And that was going to be,
And then those couldn't come.
yep, because they had Shakara.
Yeah.
And
then
then
Brody's like, I'll-
Brody, and then we put Brody in there, which was perfect.
Yeah, Brody the night before said, yeah, I thought they'll come.
I think we planned that out, I'm not sure. And then Paisan gave Cheech his spot, and then that's how we got the four-way, which I think is probably one of the best matches.
Fantastic.
Yeah, for the title. And I remember when Justin won, it was me, Ash, and you sitting at this table at the entranceway, and Ash won't put anything over unless he's in it or he's a part of it. And when Justin went up and held the title up, the whole place like erupted, and he was like, "Bro, Justin's saying he's a big fucking star."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember how much Elgin was against that.
Oh yeah.
Elgin did not want a job
Because
with
he was
Justin Simmons.
black.
Wow.
Straight up.
And then Brody, and then the whole convoy feud with Justin and Brody was awesome. I thought.
Bushwhacker Luke.
Yeah.
I'm taking credit for the big boot there.
No, you're not.
I messed up. You may have looked up. I said the big boot.
Oh yeah, which is not viral.
No, it still didn't work, but
Bushwhacker Luke getting big booted by Brody Lee. We thought
that'd
for
be great.
sure. We're like, oh, we're gonna be famous. One is gonna be famous.
But Brody even admits he kind of whipped it because he felt bad.
Yeah,
He's like
he didn't want to
81 years old.
smoke him.
Yeah.
And then yeah, Brody got hurt, and that's how you became champ, pretty much.
Yeah, the guy that we never wanted on the shows or wanted to talk to became the first ever double champ.
It's funny, 'cause,
Explain
like,
that one to me.
what was it, stage 2? So the show back after Final Night, stage 2?
Yeah, the three-way.
Yeah, I was like the least over person on the entire show.
Right, you versus Danger versus
Cheech.
Fucking worst match of my life. Cheech can attest to it. I think he agrees.
That made Cheech beg me for singles match.
Yeah.
So I'm doing all these fucking matches, 4-way, 6-way, 3-ways. Like, give me a singles match.
It made me want to quit wrestling, so.
That triple, I watched it. It was nothing offensive.
My turn.
Yeah.
Fiasco.
Fiasco.
Don't eat white rice, bro.
Fiascitude.
Yeah.
All right. You want to go on
This
this
was
one?
all me.
I don't have a lot with
I
this.
got
me.
I got something for you actually.
Dietary advice.
The main event of the show was supposed to be the four-way, but Fiasco asked for it to be the opening match because he had to catch a flight in Toronto
Yeah.
to go for that seminar. And a funny story about that, he is still yet to get paid for that show. 3 years later.
Really?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he's probably
He
purchased
left.
this DVD and then you can take the money he used to buy it and just, oh.
No, I didn't make him pay gas money on a trip to Montreal once.
Okay,
was-
bounce
So
on
he was
that.
paid.
And then on one of the outdoor shows, he was coming and Paige called him. He's like, hey, do you have your
We
gear?
needed someone to.
He was supposed to cut a promo.
No, not even. He was supposed to join the entourage.
That was
It was supposed to be me, him, and Nelson against Team Ring of Honor at Final Act.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have nothing against
And
it. I still
no.
think he has a spot in Alpha 1.
He did. He had a four-way match.
He was supposed to be tagging with me as nightclubbers.
Oh yeah!
That's true, that's true.
The nightclubbers.
The nightclubbers.
It was supposed to be Fiasco.
That's why I
And
said
Alex.
that's fine, everyone.
Nelson. That was original idea right there. Big street fight feud. No, nightclub on
Against
the
you guys?
street feud. Yeah. Night at the Roxbury style.
That's sick.
Well, we were going to pick up tables or something.
Yeah,
You, Nelson,
yeah.
and you.
Went to my work.
And you're calling Fiasco like, did you bring your gear? I need you to do this match because we need someone to fill in. And he's like, no, bro, I'm not wrestling today.
I remember that. That was
He just kept saying like, no, I'm not gonna wrestle. You're like, what? Are you kidding? Like, come on.
Yeah,
You're gonna wrestle?
You're coming anyways, and we're paying you the same amount to wrestle, but you're refusing to wrestle.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to just join entourage or something.
And that's when I got pissed off because you're talking on the phone and you're like calm for the first fucking time ever when somebody's saying no to you. And I'm going, tell this guy to fucking fuck off and go home. He's like, he's had 30 matches. He's telling me he doesn't want to wrestle even though he's getting paid.
It's kind of
Like,
true.
fuck, I work for free for PWA for like 150 matches and like just to get experience. This guy's saying no.
I
Like,
kind of
just,
forgot
that's
that.
what pissed
And
me
that
off.
was the end. After that,
For not many people, like.
and then I gave him another chance in a four-way for the 0G with you.
Yeah.
And I remember you guys had to put your match together, and he said, "Hey, can we go on earlier?" And I was like, "Fuck that! You did that to me once. This is the spot." And then he was like, "Well, I gotta go." And I remember he got eliminated
In 3 seconds.
in 3 seconds
Yeah.
after an arm drag, and then he left.
Yeah.
He never stayed for a full show.
Yeah.
Most unexperienced guy on the show. Didn't help set up. Didn't help tear down. Didn't put any effort in.
He had 2 matches?
I can't remember the
Because I
second
remember
either.
I do remember like original four-way where
Yeah, he was-
got eliminated early because
Yeah.
of the fight. Did he get a
Same thing.
Same thing.
Both times.
What show is
This
this?
is the second,
Final
first.
No, stage 2.
Okay.
Yeah, and Andrew Davis was in that match too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause he showed up with his gear on.
That was Bruno.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you I guess canceled on Fiasco for that one show, and then the spot opened up, and that's why I got a call. So I remember on one of them you called me the
One of
day
the
of.
outdoor shows, I remember that, yeah. We
You
called
called me
it.
the day of.
Same with Brent.
You said, "Can you be here in 30 minutes?"
Oh, that classic tag match?
And then that's the only reason why I segue.
But let's do this together.
And I was like, used to be wrestling Brent. I'm like, yeah, I'll be there in like warp speed, bro.
Words.
Fast as the accident can get me there.
So now that we're on the topic of this tag match.
No, that's
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Oh, is it in there?
Foreshadowing!
Dan Brown!
Wait, let me look for it so we can talk about it now.
Oh god.
We're gonna rig it.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Wi-Fi? What?
Wi-Fi.
Here it is. Oh, outdoor shows.
Here we go.
Okay, first thing about the outdoor shows.
Specifically about me.
Okay, it was held at a Hell's Angels bar.
In the bottle.
I go to the bathroom.
I got a piece over
You
there.
can go. You can come back on my stories now.
No, you're not leaving.
No.
Just
Okay,
go.
so it was held at a Hell's Angels bar's backyard, and our changing room was.
Allegedly a Hell's Angels.
No, it is.
No, it is.
Full up, full up.
It's now a clubhouse.
Yes.
I don't agree with any of this, by the way.
Whatever.
Whatever, I don't care. Keep
I
it.
saw some
Snakes.
major things there.
And then we, our changing room was for this old creepy man.
Yes.
He let us use as a single room
On
apartment
top of a roof.
on top of the roof of a bar.
He had 40 clocks, 30
Yes.
calendars.
Hold on. Not only did
And there were his phone numbers everywhere.
not only did he have 30 calendars, he had 30 nudie calendars.
And then he had a
Because I understand, when you have a nudie calendar, you get bored of that one picture.
Yeah.
That's 30 days.
It's a long
So you
month.
just get 30 of them, and then you got a new picture every day.
And then also,
And I remember watching Star Wars on the TV.
Yeah, there was always a Star Wars marathon every time we wrestled.
Empire Strikes Back.
yeah, and then
And I forgot my buzzer once, and I stuck it to his bathroom and used his, and like had a rash.
You did? That's funny.
No!
but the funniest part was he was friends with these hookers that we saw outside that me and Elgin kept giving calls.
And then I ended up getting an old fashioned in the washroom from one of them, right?
You're a liar. Anyways, outdoor shorts tag match that you had. Sweet Hurricane Rana
No.
that Logan Savage gave you off the top that one
That
show, by
was
the way.
Savage.
I know.
That match was it was a match.
And it ended up pinfall.
I remember it was what, Lee Savage versus Brent and
Rip
Rip Impact. And I remember we were talking about stuff, and I don't know, like, the one thing I'd always say about Rip is that he was always really easy to work with. Like, you'd say something, you'd be like, yeah, we'll do that. You know, it doesn't matter what you say. It's like, I'm thinking like, you know, I go into the ring, I take out a harpoon, and I shoot you in the chest with it. He's like, you're do that. You know, that's what I remember. But for some reason this day, he just like, wasn't cooperative with everything. And I remember I was like trying to put together a spot to get Brent in. And Rick was just being like so like despondent to everything, and he's like, I just wanna get this shit put together. I'm like, well, fucking help me out, Rick.
While we're on the roof of a building.
So the idea that I came up with was like some lift spot that involved Brent blind tagging in, and then Rick would duck under our double line that Savage and I were practicing. And then Brent would, you know, use his black hops and do a springboard like drop kick in, right? And then I'd like bump and feed from him, put him over like $1,000. And then Rick's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to put that N-word over. And then he changed it to that I said, throw up drop. No, he came up with it, just throw me up and then I'll drop kick you instead and then I'll tag out.
Let's
He's
get
got
shit
to
in.
get his shit in.
Okay. Nothing wrong
So
with
I'm
that.
like, dude, I'm a pro, bro. I can do this. Tagging Savage. I used my charisma to get the spot over. I'm like, Savage, let's do that thing we practiced. Everyone's like, huge buzz in the building, even though it was outside. The acoustics were great for that. What they can do. And I whip them. I'm like, alright, we're gonna throw him up like 12 feet in the air, and we're gonna take a drop kick. And then he comes, and he ducks. And then I'm like, I catch him, I'm like, come on, bro. And I'm trying to like muscle him up, I'm like, this isn't working. And then he hooks our heads, and then he tries to, and I know what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
He wants to do this double DT thing to us. I'm like, dude, I can go on the fly all night. And then I take a step back, and then I feel one of the boards in the back go like, and then my foot falls in, and I'm like, oh, I tore my ACL. And then I just fall down. And you can actually see like my ankle like bend under the mat. And then like I just like kind of fell off to the side and started doing like the Hulk Hogan song.
I'm pretty sure you roll.
And then Savage is just like he falls down.
No, he holds his head.
And I remember I roll off to the side, and
You, like, look at our
Kat and Sarah were at this show, and I just look at them and I just go, fuck!
My favorite memory of an outdoor show is, this is totally about Joey Kings here.
I was gonna say that for last.
And I think it was the show I did the dive off the truck. So I went up on top of the truck. This is at like way before the show, and I'm just kind of spotting everything out. And at this time, Joey Kings hid from his parents for years. I do still.
They know.
It was I hurt my knee,
Yes.
And I was told not to do anything.
Yes.
So I lied to him, like, I'm going to work. So out of nowhere, we were set up in the ring, I see this black Toyota Corolla.
Can I tell a story? Because you usually butcher them.
Yeah.
But okay, just try to imagine this from my angle though. So I'm on top of the truck here. It's looking down at the ring, looking down at the parking lot, looking down on the road that's like 500
football field away.
Yeah, it's really far away. But I can just see it lengthwise the entire time. Nelson's not supposed to be wrestling because his knee is just held on by like one ligament, and his mom does not want him wrestling. And then I remember I see a car pull up, and Joey King's European mother just like doing the power walk straight to the ring. And we have no idea what's going on yet. It's so far away I can't tell what's happening. Then I see Nelson stop what he's doing and just meet her in the middle, and then Nelson's brother from behind going, I tried to stop her, Nelson, I tried to stop her. And in the picture, Raymond Rowe's mother giving Raymond shit for wrestling when he's not supposed to be. And like Nelson, a grown man, way bigger than his mom, just totally like, yes mom, like just like, yeah.
Nelson's talking to me, and all of a sudden the car pulls up, he goes, oh shit.
Yeah.
And he just turns, he walks like this.
Yeah.
And John just casual.
Yeah, I'm just laughing my ass off, because I'm
Just like everywhere.
Yeah, that's exactly. We could watch the whole thing. So,
Alright, what's next?
That was good.
That was great.
Good segment.
budget, car rentals.
What?
Just like bringing guys in, how it's hard to just keep the show like.
I thought you meant the budget truck that broke down.
Oh, that too.
We were bringing the ring.
Oh, that's an amazing story. How the first ever Alpha One show
Almost didn't happen.
almost didn't happen because Terry was bringing the 6-sided ring in and his car broke down, and he called me and he said, it broke down, I don't have, like the belt snapped or whatever happened.
Yeah.
He couldn't get it fixed because it was a Sunday, everything was closed.
Yes.
And he goes, I'm in this church
Nice.
parking lot, whatever, so I don't know how close I am to the venue, blah, blah, blah.
That's crazy.
And I go, what? You're not coming? He goes, we might have to walk the ring from where I am to the venue. And I'm like, okay, I'll meet you where you are. I show up, he's at Knights of
He's in
Columbus.
the parking lot.
Yeah,
Pulled
parking lot.
over at
Yeah, in the venue.
He coasted, it broke down the road and he coasted to the next parking lot. And
Coasted.
luckily, Knights of Columbus Hall.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Dude.
Crazy.
What a story.
everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Then his truck almost couldn't get towed away because it was too heavy because of the rain.
Oh really?
that ring
Shit,
sucks. Mike, after you.
Let's see, Patterson.
Who wrote these?
Production.
Production.
I will say this, I did have friends come to the first 2 shows, and they said that it was the best show they ever came to because you had you had the screen up at the time, and before every match you'd have like
You mean
a
the
little-
wall?
the introduction.
Yeah.
No, you had like the projecting screen, which
Yeah.
most people just like have a fucking doorway to like a kitchen that you're changing in to come out.
The production usually of an indie show is a ring.
Yeah,
That's
like,
it.
you actually had something for everyone to like. And by the second show, we had a music video to lead in, me and Kurt. Like,
Oh, you had the first show you guys had.
We always had pamphlets on it, like you always had like flyers on your seat for the next show. You always had a pamphlet leaked for this show so you could read up why these matches are happening and stuff.
Look, you got fucking banners.
And then the videos.
Best videos in Ontario, maybe
Even though
Canada.
for like the first 6 months you were doing them, you had this fetish for flames. Every single video would just like have fire everywhere.
So that's because the
That's just
effect
the
he took
TV.
from work.
Now that was like the gradient he had at his job at the time.
The first 2 shows, well, the first show we had a video to start the show, an introduction, which Mello did the voiceover for. And then,
Epic low voice.
and then you guys had a hype video the whole 3 years in the
Yeah.
making, set to like Oh for Tuna.
Yeah.
Some trailer song that I stole. But then the second show was the hype video that I took from Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
That song.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
That is my favorite video
I
I've
can't
ever
remember.
done is for you 2
I
guys.
still think my favorite one is like the first video the promotion ever set out.
The alpha
The
ejector.
alpha. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
with the
meetings?
descriptions?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
That
cool.
was wicked.
That was like a-
watching that.
Really?
Yeah, it's no wrestling clips.
Yeah, it's just
the
text.
hype.
That's when I used to do the gunshots to end the
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
I found that those music videos hyped me up. Like,
Yeah.
When I saw like the one you were talking about for a second match, when
Yeah.
you watch like it talks about what happened in the first match, and then we're going into the second match, it was like I'd watch that right before my music came on and I'd come out, and it just fucking it pumped me up.
Well, the coolest thing for me was the second show when it was Elgin versus Cloudy.
Yeah.
Cloudy saw the video like hyping him coming next month because we did a whole thing like
Yeah,
Elgin
that's
and Cloudy are coming in the next show, but they were there that night.
Yeah.
And then that just happened magically. But then everyone was peering through the curtain,
Yeah.
watching the videos before, and they're like, "This is so cool!" Like,
And the crowd erupted. I remember, like, Cloudy's like nothing against the guy, but he's like a small guy, like not much to him. But it's like when he came out, he might as well have been like The Rock, because they just saw this big hype video hyping him up, and then for next show,
That's right.
he was there that night. It was crazy.
Cloudy to the Rock.
I know I'm taking offense to it, but I'm gonna let it slide.
Well, the funny thing was you're supposed to keep it all big secret, but Michael Elgin chose to go up during intermission and sell merch before his match. Because he had those foam fingers.
Oh yeah, we're so foam fingers that he was obsessed with.
Yeah.
Cowboy hats.
Right from the dollar store. It's like, everyone was foam fingers, bro.
Next.
Sorry. Yep. RPI / Donnie.
Yeah, no, that's a BBM
I love
discussion.
Donnie. Great movie.
Donnie,
I don't have to do with that. What does that have to do with RPI though?
Josh.
I had a BlackBerry at the time, and there was this group called Workers, but there wasn't a lack of workers in it. There was like there were some guys in it, like Litton and stuff, that would talk about stuff. And we'd all just joke around. And I think Mello was in the group too. And there was a time when you guys were at it. And
Yeah, but I got kicked out pretty quick.
I got banned.
I left that stuff almost
it's
immediately.
amazing how fast you get banned from something as soon as you have a opinion that like. But as soon as RPI, like Randy Savage died, and you just want to do RPI.
Well, Ren Savage is your favorite.
To be fair, I wanted to do a tournament for years.
Yeah.
Since I started, I was like, I want a yearly tournament because my whole thing is I watch American Indie Wrestling, and that is the only shit that's successful ever. And I wanted to do like a TI.
yeah.
That's where like guys get made, which I thought RPI proved, but anyways.
Well, TBI is like the only IW Minnesota thing that sells.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
Bola for PWG.
Yeah.
It's hype, everyone hyped for
Yeah,
it.
It's everyone loves
Fun.
tournaments.
King of Trios is another one.
Yeah, exactly. Tournaments are big.
King of the Ring. Like
Yeah.
it's always been a big deal.
Every great
King Boca.
But like I was at work one day and my BlackBerry goes off and it's this group and it's Donnie, who has nothing to do with Alpha One Wrestling at all. At the time he's like CWI something, and he's freaking out saying that he's gonna contact Lanny Poffo because this is a travesty, and he's like, you have no right to run a show under Randy Savage's name because you're making money off of his likenesses and stuff. And just like, it's Randy Poffo Invitational. They're calling it RPI. Like, it's like they're saying Randy Savage is in the building.
Yeah,
Just,
it's
if
not
you're a
like
wrestling
the
fan,
Macho Man tournament.
yeah, if you're a wrestling fan, come out to it. Who the fuck cares? It's not gonna hurt.
And we're raising money.
Yeah, we had a legit like charity involved.
Yeah.
We had the Heart and Stroke Foundation involved with it.
Just so against it. I remember like the only comment I made was like, if CWI decided to run this, you would have been all fucking for it. And like,
But he was a hater from the start. I remember he would come, be like, oh, I'm gonna come fight you at your shows and beat the shit out of you, big mongoloid. And then one show,
I remember one show.
Second
There
show.
was a sign
Yes.
on front that said $10 per ticket unless you're this guy.
yes, $50.
Yeah, but it was misspelled too.
That's another A1 like original right there. Vintage A1 spelling mistake.
A1 resting.
and like, I invited every single one of those guys that was talking shit to come to an Alpha One show because they were all saying that Alpha One had no business running a show in Ontario.
Yeah.
That they weren't real wrestling, and that it's just a bunch of kids that don't know what the fuck they're doing. But like, you compare this to some of these old guys that just fucking, they think doing a headlock an entire match and, you know, making the crowd clap 3 times, you're really getting them into it. Like, you're drawing emotion with a fucking headlock. Like, you can draw emotion with other things just because we can bump around and like we realize that fucking it's gonna take a toll on our bodies, but we like it.
Yeah,
Like,
we wrestle the style we want to wrestle.
Yeah,
and that is basically A1 why it started.
Yeah,
A1.
and people shit on that, yet they can come out to no reaction, and when you're gone for 2 shows, your music hits, and Josh is in the ring, the fucking place goes nuts, and when you're in the corner stomping your feet, they're going Control-Alt-Delete. So if you're gonna say that we're like spot monkeys doing high spots and all that shit, yet we're the only ones that can work the fans into our storylines, our characters, and our move sets. They memorize everything. They follow they know what's coming. They bite on swerves. Like it's show to show. It's not okay, we're gonna run in Kitchener tonight, and Warhead's gonna have a light tube match with Eddie Osborne, and then tomorrow we're gonna do another shitty show in another shitty town, and they're not even gonna intertwine. Like, you could be a bad guy in this town and a good guy in this town. It doesn't mean shit. But like, what we're doing is we're telling a story, we're captivating the audience, and we're wanting them to come back. That's the whole point, is like the whole business aspect of it, which is treated like that, and all the guys on the show is treated like that too.
Even if you can say whatever you want about A1, you have your own opinion, you can hate us all you want, but we have our audience, and there's no denying that anymore. We have our target audience that shows up every show. So.
Yeah.
Now on to RPI.
SRDs.
Yeah, RPI, I thought it turned out awesome.
It's my favorite show.
Ever?
Yeah, it's my favorite show.
That's weird.
Why?
I just felt it that night. Like, it felt like a big deal to me. It felt like everything just came that night to me.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. Favorite match was Justin Graves versus Josh Alexander versus Mark Shaw.
Speaking of coming.
More armchair booking from Scotty O'Shea.
Where Josh Alexander stood on the ring the whole time because he didn't want to touch Justin Graves.
Who was not true originally in that match?
That match was fun though. That match turned out great.
Yeah, I thought so. I don't remember who was in it.
Mark Shaw. I remember.
Mark Shaw was in security.
Mark Shaw put over the pile driver better than anyone in AMS.
That's because he couldn't lift his fat
Doesn't
ass
matter.
up. He was hanging off the top rope.
It's rope assisted.
But yeah, I don't know. I liked RPI. I liked how
Johnny
it turned
Graves
out.
in it.
My favorite part was that we had a guy like Cheech who we needed to put over big time because he was just stuck in like a lull, and nobody had like really gave it to Josh, but he's champ. Like, we don't want to switch the title, and that was perfect time. And that match, him going over in the end was huge. And then the match before with you stole the show.
Yeah.
And that's what the whole tournament thing is for, is to put guys in matches with guys that they wouldn't work on a regular show, getting that push.
Yeah.
That's one thing me and Kurt always talk about. We always talk about every show that anyone does, it's always like every match from the start to top, everyone's stepping it up each match. And in that tournament, it was like the four ways. It started off with that your Justin Graves one, you know. It started off slow, and then it just started picking up, and then it got to the singles, and then it kept going. And we just outdo ourselves every time without even knowing how we're doing it.
No one takes offense to, like, if you go out there and have a retarded opener, it's not like, oh my god, they killed the crowd. It's like, alright, well, we gotta top that now, so let's sit down and think about how we're gonna do it. Everybody's in the same boat with that.
That was our problem on the Indies. We always wanted to go tear it up.
Yeah.
Well,
So we were always opener, and they were doing the headlocks in the main event, and we were doing the crazy shit at the beginning.
Yeah.
Didn't get in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
well, Paige had the thing where he used to come back and go, top that.
Yeah.
Anyways, Josh?
RPI was like the first show, I think, that like those fans, those loud, crazy fans, they showed up the show before that because like they were fucking rabid on Justin.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yeah.
But RPI, it was the whole show.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the first show that they were like.
That's when it all turned, really.
And I think that was just an important show for you too, Josh. Did you remember driving? Because that's when my truck was in Bolton, and and you had to drive me back. And I just remember driving back with you, and just like that's when you really realized like you had more confidence than you ever did.
Yeah.
Like that's when it really hit you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an important show for you.
Because me and Cheech went out, we talked about the match for like 2 minutes after, because it was like Alex and me, and then right after that, we had like that Elgin, you and Jimmy cop kick three-way to talk about it.
Memories of RPI.
Memories of RPI. Mike Rollins kicked Jimmy Jacobs in the dick.
Because he didn't want to get slapped in the face.
What?
On to the next one.
Alright.
Paige, what the fuck were you thinking?
Yo.
So...
Is that what it says on the card?
Yeah. This card is pretty much, you guys just get to bring up things that I've tossed into the mix, where you're literally like, really?
I don't know, I think you're...
Remember the time you booked Tyler Turva to work a 2-minute match with Kurt for no reason?
So bad.
No,
I'm so happy you did it, mind you, but
there's no reason
bad.
for it. It's just like, hey, Turva's here. I want to give him a match. And I'm like, okay, well, give him a match then, I guess.
I need something for Kurt to do to show out.
It was Kurt. It was because Kurt was there.
Yeah, but like, I don't know.
It was awesome.
I thought it was kind of weird too. But
Kurt buckled his
It's
knees
just
with
one of
that
those
quarter
weird
double
things
stomp.
that you do. Where you're just like, yeah, let's just
Like
try
Louis
it.
Vero versus Bruno Davis.
Yeah, but that's
Because they're there in the ring fucking around. It's like, oh, we love a match. Because that one guy This one.
Farhan Farouk Fazuli or whatever the hell.
Muhammad Shabuli.
Who already quit wrestling, by the way.
No way!
He quit wrestling.
He was booked to wrestle Louis Avero, and I remember him saying to me, "Oh, it's a squash?"
What the fuck were you thinking booking him anyway? Like, people
Talk to me on Facebook.
Louis would squash.
No, they were wrestling. Brody was gonna come out and squash them both after like 2 minutes, and I remember him saying, "I don't think Rob would like that, Fuego, because it would be bad for my career."
Another old
What he doesn't know isn't gonna hurt him.
Which is a lot, because he didn't know shit. Anyways, next subject.
Oh wait.
No,
we got more.
there's still a what the fuck were you thinking moments there.
Really? Like what?
I remember. Like, let Josh take your car.
Yeah, like making me go to the fucking airport. I'm the alpha male champion, and you're getting me to go. What if we get in a car accident? What if there's traffic? Then, you know, I'm not coming back to the show at all.
But then I got Elgin and Brody in the middle.
Freak doesn't have his license, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, you can't talk shit about Freak. Freak busted his ass more
That's
than
what you're implying, is that he would be one that would go and pick someone up
yeah.
for you.
He
because
busts
he's
his
so
ass.
I'm just saying, who else would it be?
It's true.
Exactly.
Johnny Wave picks up a lot of guys on the, but it's just because it's on the way.
Yeah, he did that once.
Usually our thing is, the guys
You
worked
have
in the match and we can pick them up. Like
yeah.
what happened with Wade.
Exactly.
I know what you
Nelson picked up Cabana at one time. Like,
Got me, and Rip Impact got me lost. By the way, because he goes, I go Buffalo at the back of my hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing you were.
That guy's never jerked off in his life.
that guy's never driven a car. Any more what the fuck moments?
That six-way match you booked where Primo Scardino looked like Giant Gonzalez.
Final act.
Biggest show of the year. Rhett Titus wants to bring like 3 guys or something.
Two
He just
ROH
decided to throw
students.
them up.
And one guy was very, what was his name? Mike Dillinger?
Yes.
Dusty.
Gimmick, bro.
Horrible.
They're
mafia
bad.
guy. It was just
Yeah.
fucking-
He was all mad at Julian. He's like,
He was
What
ripping
was
apart
he?
the show in the back. I remember that.
Was he really?
He was like walking around and like something happened. He'd be looking through the curtain and be like, "Oh, these guys are the shits." And like he'd turn around and walk around like he's like the shit. And I'm just like looking at him like, "Oh my
The
god."
Mafia guys in there?
Yeah, I remember that.
The guy with the bedazzles and the mafia.
Oh, he's probably watching that
Called
with you,
Sequin.
man. We didn't even get it.
Along
Which
with
I know.
everybody in the crowd.
I don't give a shit.
yeah.
That's a what the fuck moment that I'm proud of.
Yeah, I can't nothing wrong with that.
Just because we're marked for Bloodsport.
Yeah, exactly. That whole thing happened. You were watching the movie in Logan Savage's van that day.
Yeah.
To get the blind spot? Oh, yeah.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
That's not the what the fuck moment.
No.
No one brought
Anyone,
it up.
have I ever contacted you guys for an idea and you guys literally been like, oh shit.
In retrospect, we can say, what the hell were you thinking with the outdoor shows, but you know.
That was not
Yeah.
I thought Justin Sane was a weird pick for alpha male.
He's jacked.
When you
That
first-
was us taking a chance, though.
Yeah,
That was us taking a chance.
because he's not like the most like experienced wrestler. He's not the most charismatic guy, and you're putting him under the spotlight where the fans are gonna judge him, right?
But I thought
Brody made him look like fucking.
exactly.
Him and Brody worked well together,
Right.
insanely. Kurt and him did really good. at
Can't
Fun
say that.
I thought I don't know. I think everything that's fallen together over time is just
And what hasn't fallen together, I laugh at, so I think that also works.
like what?
No, just like anything like that, like the Kumite, like yeah, maybe only the people in this room understood it.
Yeah.
Is that so happy we did.
considered a WTF thing?
No way.
No.
I thought it was awesome.
They got over it. Like, the fans got into it.
Chant.
Yeah. Well, when Savage got, when he threw the flower in Savage's eyes and started going, ah!
Which
The crowd.
I called it on 5, bro, and I was like,
I just happen to have flour in my
watch the
mouth.
powder.
He means if like a typical fan didn't understand what we were trying to do.
But then after when they watch it for a bit, and like they all seem Bloodsport. Who hasn't seen Bloodsport?
yeah, I guess the young ones.
Alright.
They're just stupid. Better than
Rip Impact is the last card.
No,
it's the last
Oh,
card.
second last card. Rip
So
Impact.
you want to start at Final Acts, or?
Let's start with
Well, we already talked
a lot of people ask me why Rip Impact isn't on the shows.
There's
Like
a
that's
reason.
like a general consensus.
Okay,
People
I'll
wanna
ask you
know.
right now. Why isn't Rip on A1?
I just think he sucks.
Okay, there you go.
I don't know. I think he's bland, and he's been over.
I think Rip's done the
Saturated.
exact same thing for the last like 7 years.
Yeah.
And it hasn't gotten him to a point like above where he's ever been at.
Right.
And he's been trying to get a job or whatever, but that's not doing it, and he hasn't even bothered to change. Like he won't change his look. He won't.
Yeah, he needs some kind of reinvention. Of
And there was a point where I will gladly admit that he was a hot commodity in indie wrestling, or Ontario, sorry.
Yeah, he's in Western New York and up here is.
I'm like him and Danger.
You couldn't find a show where Impact was on. From the smallest show to the biggest show, Rip was hitting them all.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
something nobody was doing at the time.
another-
Definitely.
Yeah, it was over. He was just
Oversaturated.
everywhere, and then now he's nowhere. He's put on a little chub, and I feel like he's doing the same thing over and over again. I don't think he's improved over the years, and I just don't see the value in putting him on the show because I'm not gonna. No one wrestles for free. From the shittiest guys to the best guys on the card, everyone gets paid. I would never give a penny to that guy. That's just the way I feel.
And now for final act.
You could give him macaroni salad.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
But not a large.
Yeah, the
small.
biggest thing in pro wrestling is evolving yourself.
Exactly.
And
We all have.
Yeah.
Like everyone at this table, I think, has.
Yeah.
Like even Nelson, if you look at the scale of evolution, he's like the third one from the middle.
Yeah. Hey, still got some evolving to do, but
Final act.
Darwin.
Him and M-Dog 20, which is a good match.
Yeah,
I will
it was.
give them that. The only reason that was on the show was because a friend of Rip Impact's paid for M-Dog to be on the show.
Yep.
So, I'm just letting the cat out of the bag on that one.
Yeah. And
But there was a caveat though.
caviar.
That he would pay only if
Rip
a
wrestles.
certain criteria was met. So he would only pay if he wrestled Rip.
Yeah, no, that was the point. Yeah, that he would only wrestle Rip Impact, a friend of Rip's. Anyways, that'd be the Rip Impact, I guess.
And then what happened? M-Dog 20 got into the Team ROH.
And then had a better match. Okay,
And Rip didn't want to do Rollins' spot, which we already talked about.
right.
What?
Last one.
What?
My match.
There's one
He
more.
didn't want to do your spot.
Louis Vario.
You didn't want to do my spot?
You talked about
The
the
tag match.
Oh, that. I thought you meant you didn't want to be in my
The
spot.
last one, Louis Vero.
I love
I got no opinion on him.
Really?
You got a push.
I met him once.
You got a sweet push, by the way.
I love
He was supposed to be in one of my matches, but he had eye herpes or something.
Oh,
Oh, the six-way. That's when Chad Harbaugh was in it.
He had pink eye, and then he showed up to the venue.
And then he's like, yo, you want me on the show, bro?
And he couldn't even see.
I just
Like,
started
he's
to
like,
take it. I'm like, why are you wearing glasses? We're inside, and it's not even sunny outside. What's going on? He's just like,
I've never seen a guy back out of more bookings in like the early part of his career.
I love it though.
From
You show up to Death Proof and like he's supposed to do something.
He's supposed to wrestle a tables match, and he said, I got a family, bro.
I got a family.
No, but it's the fact that he's been booked to this match and he's agreed to it for like 6 months, and he finally gets there, sees the table, he's like, fuck this, I got
Or
family.
he comes to Alpha and it's just like, I got hit by a bus yesterday.
He's the funniest guy. I love him.
He is funny, but the reason why he wasn't on the show is because he was getting a big push after going in the 4-on-4, which people love that match for some reason.
Yeah, he can do a shooting star, so he's booked.
He did the shooting star to the outside, and he did the first dive off the balcony.
Yeah.
And then he was getting over.
Yeah.
But then he sold 10 tickets
And didn't give you the money.
and didn't give me the money. So
And which leads me to my favorite story of he got this huge push. He disappeared for so many months, and then he shows up to the final act. Out of nowhere, while we're having the big meeting in the back, he opens the curtain, and Julie's like, Louis, what the fuck are you doing here? Get out of here, give me my $50. Like, here, bro. And then
Brody.
goes crazy.
And then Brody goes, hey bro, you owe me $50 too.
is this before or after Darkstone showed up?
You feel good. You feel good. Good shit. Where did you get the alpha male title?
I won the Alpha Male title in a previous company named PWR. And then
Which was a shoot wrestling company, by the way, so you actually had legitimate ownership of that title.
Yes.
right.
I believe that's how it worked, yes.
Actually, you're
He
incorrect.
actually had a title offense with Brock Lesnar scheduled at one point, and then
But the company went under, Steve Brown's company.
No way.
what?
Yeah, I know.
And we buried the title in
Legitimately buried the title.
an episode of Page and Mello. We put it in a baby casket and put it in the ground.
That's where your editing skills went through the
Yeah.
And then after that, it was just in my room. And then when we started the company, I was like, yeah, we'll just use this. Which was
sitting there.
which was
Figure that shit out.
which was Darkstone's originally, because this is the first ever UWA heavyweight title.
Really? Yeah.
Champion.
I did not know, so this has a lot of history
A
behind it.
lot of lineage, but lot of lineage, bro.
Was
What's
this
the deal?
previously defended at the Germania Club?
Yeah.
Roddy Piper,
bro.
Roddy Piper.
So yeah, that's where the title came from.
And then Final Act 2, Darkstone demanded full
Compensation.
Yes.
No, he wanted
You
to
gotta go into detail about it, bro.
Okay, so he messaged me 2 years ago when I first won it. And he's like, hey, I want the belt. Did you just shit?
Fuck, fuck it. My mouth was open, jeez.
Anyways, he demanded that he gets the belt back because he had to go to some convention or whatever. And so I was like, dude, like I won the belt. It's in my living room. Just leave it there. So years went by. I started out when we started using it. I got it airbrushed without asking anybody. I was just like, yeah.
But like years go by, like
squatters' rights.
Statute of limitations.
Exactly. So then he contacted me saying, I want $160 for the title, which you could buy brand new for I think $150 online. And him saying to me, I want $160 because I have memories and what was
Emotional value.
Emotional or attachments,
Yeah.
investment in the title because I won it in UWA.
Wow.
So you need to pay me full price. And I remember me saying, you show up asking for full price, you're getting the fuck out.
What did I tell you?
Or, yeah, just tell him the fuck out.
No, I told you to tell him that I won it, so it's mine. So he has to come to my house and get it for me. So
Yeah.
I fucking hate Darkstone. I'll be the first one to slap him if I get the chance to slap Darkstone.
Which, ironically, you weren't there when this whole
Yeah.
orgy happened.
Why not open up old wounds?
Because then I said, come to the show, I'll give you half of that cash, and then you have to leave because I don't want you there.
You're a nice guy for doing that.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I just want to get it out of the way
Yeah,
because I don't want people to hate the company. I don't care if they hate me, Ethan Page, or Julian or whatever, but I don't want bad shit happening to Alpha One because that's everybody.
Yeah.
But for the longest time, you told him, talk to Steve Brown.
Right, because I asked Steve. I was like, yo, I'm using this for A1. He's like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he showed up.
He's too busy eating tacos.
He showed up, which meant I'll take the $80 and get the fuck out of here. So he showed up like a hard ass motherfucker. Like,
Also, we were in the
movies there, like, here's your 80.
Yeah, also, yeah. This is at the final act, and we all treat final act like WrestleMania.
Right.
And you might think it's pathetic, but that is our WrestleMania. So we're getting the big Paul Heyman speech.
Maybe we should have a show.
We're getting the big Paul Heyman
You've been on
speech from
WrestleMania.
Julian, and like we're all in the mood, and then fucking Darkstone comes in and just is the biggest douchebag.
and at the time we had the projector, which we haven't done in a while, so half the locker room was cut in half
Yes.
because we had to project it. And I remember saying, Darkstone, don't go in the back. I gave you your money, you have to leave. And he's like, I have to go somewhere. And I was like, what the fuck did you just say? And I'm like, get the fuck out. And he's like, say that to me again. And I went,
Was he like
And I went, Darkstone, get the fuck out. If I have to ask you one more time, I'm gonna shit can you. And he goes, what are you gonna do about it? So as soon as I put my hand on the back of his head to escort him out, he fucking karate swats me, and he's like, what the fuck? Get your fucking hands off me. And he was ready to go.
And it's so funny because at this time it's a locker room full of wrestlers and we're just waiting for Darkstone to do anything so we can all just kick the shit out of him as a group. Like it would have been an A1 coming of sorts. Like it would have been the best.
I was more upset I missed this than
Yeah.
most of the show.
You would have snapped.
Oh,
I would have hit him before this even happened. I would have been the first one to fucking drag him out.
Hey, don't fucking put your hands up one more time. Yeah, it was bad.
Horrible. Anyways,
And that's why he came in and tried to do his best Christian Bale. He's like, where's Harvey Dent? Where is
That's a checkmate.
he? That's how he was talking.
Yeah, they're close friends with him.
checkmate's cool.
outside.
They said, they said,
Yeah, which good for them. Love those guys.
Yeah.
Next card. Is this the last one?
Yeah, I would say Steve Brown, the motivation of A1.
No. It's Steve Brown. Tell the story about Jimmy Buffett.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, the whole thing for Steve Brown before the convoy was formed was.
Which I love, by the way.
Yeah.
We were gonna change his name because he kept saying, "Oh, we gotta reinvent himself."
Don't
And I was
joke.
like, The dump truck. We're watching $5 wrestling.
No, well, what we always hated about Steve is he can be a legitimate monster, but he always wants to pop the crowd with comedy. So he says,
Was he a funny guy?
yeah, he's so funny. But like in wrestling, he shouldn't be because he's too big and he can be put over as a monster. So we all sat down and said, if he wants to pop the crowd, we'll make him pop the crowd.
And he came up with, we're gonna call him Jimmy Buffett, but spell it buffet.
Which is awesome.
Which is pretty funny. And his whole finisher was gonna be a clothesline, but then he's gonna pick the guy up and call it going for seconds.
But he'd always have crap on his mouth.
So he wipes his mouth with his arm and then lariats the guy. And he was gonna wear lugs and a full gray jumpsuit, top to bottom, with sweat stains like Uncle Phil, and a bib.
Yeah.
But the whole reason behind this is because, I mean, we all love Steve Brown.
Yeah.
I know we're making fun of him, but we always felt that he needed a spot on the show because we owed it to him because
he gave us
a spot from the beginning.
But the Jimmy Buffett thing was approved by Logan Savage because we called him when he was drunk. And first thing he said was, I'm really drunk right now, but that's a good idea.
Which I thought, if that actually happened on the show, I think I would eat it up.
And Steve's got the personality that
Eat it up!
But Steve could do it so good if he wanted to, but
I know.
Steve's not like
He wants to take himself serious, but he doesn't.
Oh, that wasn't his idea.
No,
that was ours.
Oh, I thought you were saying that was his idea.
No.
He wish. He wanted to be called Killdozer.
Yeah, Killdozer. Like bulldozer,
He
killdozer.
loves it, Mike loves it.